Well, hello, Blades. Here we are again. Just got me today, just Hal. It is a Nick-free zone, though tomorrow at Deepdale, it will be a Hal and Nick affair because he's joining me. We're both going to Deepdale. It's my swan song, my kind of farewell game, if you like. For those that don't know, I'm going to be starting a new life in Cyprus. So getting to Blades games going to be a bit more tricky, especially as I'm supposed to stay there for at least the first 6 months, as per my contract. So unlikely I'll see you again this season. If you are going to the Preston game, be great to say hi. I'm not a big fan of physical contact. Nick loves a hug and a kiss. Just a little heads up. So we are going to preview this game, Preston North End versus Sheffield United. Kickoff is 3 p.m. this Saturday at Deepdale. We will have a watch along from our friends at the Red Half of Sheffield. Yeehaw! That is from 2:30 p.m. and that is for those of you that aren't going to be going. It is an interactive Blades community. If you've never joined the watch along before, please do. Also, incredible to see that Sheffield United have reached 20 points after 9 games, a tally that took United until 18 games to reach last season. And if you love stats, follow our statsman Adam Wilson 83 on Twitter. Really does do a good job, as do our brand new sponsors. Parrot Peel, the new album Stick or Twist is out now. Parrot Peel are a musical ensemble. They've got 98 members. I mean, technically Nick and I are kind of unofficial members, so let's round it up to 100. That's in 14 countries. They're a little bit different from most artists. You know how bands normally have a genre? Well, they don't. They make diverse musical tracks, whether they be jazz, rock, folk, pop, Latin, or even dance. You know how albums normally have like 10 tracks? Theirs don't. Their upcoming album, Stick or Twist, presents a unique album to every listener. No two people get the same album. How? You'll have to wait and see. Really is something quite special. They've chosen to partner with Sheffield United Way because the band members, big Blades, they've moved away from Sheffield or other countries. They can't get to the match. They want us to tell you how much they love Sheffield United, how much they love Sheffield United Way. It makes them feel part of the match day experience, you know, discussing the lineups, reviewing the performances, watch-alongs, that sort of stuff. So check out our friends at parrotpeel.com and you can find out a great deal more there. I do wish them all the very best going forward. I don't know how Benjamin Bloom, when he's doing videos on his own, presses all these buttons and gets all these images on screen whilst talking at the same time. You know, very, very talented. Not only that, fantastic hair and a very handsome man and a nice chap. You can also, in the comments while you're watching this, let me know your prediction for Preston against Sheffield United. Going to put our members on screen at the bottom. Just want to take a moment to thank all of you that have signed up for membership to help keep the lights on at Sheffield United Way Towers. Now, the last game was Swansea away, and the first time Sheffield United have won away to Swansea since the 15th of November, 1958. Swansea was granted city status in 1969, so this is technically our first ever away win at Swansea City and a 1-0 last gasp winner. And what a win it was as well. I really enjoyed the last 30 seconds of this game. I also particularly enjoyed the Swansea fans wasting time, throwing the ball away from George Baldock, and then Baldock's reaction when we actually got that late Rida Kadra winner. I thought that Rhian Brewster was fantastic when he came on, caused Carl Norton all sorts of problems. Really, really good to see Brewster getting in amongst it. He needs goals. Once he gets those goals, I think we will see a fully confident Rhian Brewster scoring regularly. Kadra could be a shout as well for the Preston game. Iliman Ndiaye did look a little bit tired, didn't have his best match. Neither does Ollie McBurney, but that just happens. So perhaps an opportunity to switch things up. And we will get to that, and I'd love to know your thoughts as well. If you're wondering, it does feel like quite a long time since Sheffield United actually scored a last-minute winner away from home, and we have to go back to Gillingham away in 2016. Billy Sharp, a penalty, 90+1, the last injury time winner away from home. Prior to that, Rida Kadra strike. And I am still smiling from that Swansea game. Absolutely incredible late drama. Not a great performance. Could have gone either way. In my opinion, it is those games that win you promotion. Let's also talk about the last time out that we played Preston North End, the 18th of January 2022, a 2-2 draw at Deepdale. Emil Reese's 89th minute goal, talking about late goals, saw Preston come from 2-0 down with 10 men to draw with United. Jayden Bogle gave the Blades an early lead. It was a low shot through a crowded penalty area after a John Egan header from a corner had been beaten away by the goalkeeper Daniel Iverson. The Blades doubled the lead through a Billy Sharp penalty after Andrew Hughes was controversially sent off for a foul on Rhian Brewster. Alan Brown pulled a goal back from close range before, as I mentioned, Reece popped up at the far post to slot in that cross that came from Ched Evans. One of the most frustrating games I think I've ever watched. And I really didn't enjoy talking about it just then or reliving it in any way, shape or form. I hope for a very different outcome at Deepdale on Saturday. Hope to see many of you there as well. Let's talk as well about the injury situation at United. If you're left-sided, you want to be very, very careful. You want to look both ways when you're crossing the road. You want to make sure there's no black cats or you're walking under ladders because something is going on with the injuries for left-sided Sheffield United players. Not quite sure what it was, but I'll tell you, when Reece Norrington-Davies went down in that Swansea game, there was me thinking, well, he's left-footed, of course. So we need a bit of a break. We need a bit of luck with injuries, and we need these left-sided players, of which we have a lot, to actually come back from the treatment table. We did get some good news. Jayden Bogle is back in full training. Stuart McCall said Jayden Bogle has been, I'll give you the exact quote, training with us today. Hopefully he'll get a good week behind him and be back in and around it after the internationals. Then I think it's 2 or 3. Will still be another week yet. Most of them were down for 4 for 5 weeks. So sounds like Bogle is slightly ahead of schedule. That's good. Max Lowe, we know, out for around 12 weeks, but with the World Cup coming, that's more like 5. We know Jack Robinson out, Koulibaly, that sounds like it's going to be a lot longer. John Fleck, Adam Davies, Ben Osborne slowly coming back, Ender Stevens coming back, Kieran Clark, all very close, those, to being available again. Also, Sharpie, we know, back in training. He was before the Swansea game. Maybe on the bench for Preston. McCall said of the players involved at Swansea, a couple of bumps and bruises from the other night, but nothing to keep anyone out. It will be a similar squad to Swansea. So with that in mind, we're saying similar squad to Swansea. Let's be honest, it might be the exact same team. This is what Nick thinks, and you can feast your eyes on Nick's face in the bottom left and also the team. Now, he's gone with Basham on the right and Anil Ahmedhodzic on the left. I'm personally going to say swap those round. I think that what you get from Anil Ahmedhodzic on the right is 11 out of 10. These ones go to 11 every single game. Bash, great, but I think you lose a bit from Anel. So I'm not dissing Bash. I'm just saying I think it might work better swapping those two round. Ideally, you want a left footer on the left and a right footer on the right of that sort of 3 at the back position. Got to really stick with George Baldock until Bogle is fully fit, and then we have a conversation. But at the moment, Baldock's doing everything right and would stay in the team. Reece Norrington-Davies, arguably one of the players of the season, just seems to get better and better. I like him at left centre-back. I know it's not his natural position, but at the moment he will play left wing-back, and let's hope he's all right for this game. Doyle and Berger, a little bit quiet in that Swansea game. What I've seen from Doyle, though, I've been really, really impressed. Sander, I want to see him step up away from home a lot more. Iliman Ndiaye, again, quiet, as was Ollie McBurney, pal. So let's hope all 4 of them that I've just mentioned can make things happen, because when they're on their game, you know that they will. They've all got something special and a few tricks in the box. Oliver Norwood, absolutely key. Look at that ping from Norwood. Makes other teams look no good. That's what Nick thinks. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that man who's swanned off like a big swan for this one. I think he's at a wedding or something. Preston North End have a pretty incredible record of only scoring 3 goals and conceding 2 so far in the league, which just says that they are going to be as tight as a duck's backside at the back. This is, 7 clean sheets from 9 games? Woof. They've got Ben Woodburn, remember him, but he's likely to miss out. So that's actually a bit of a shame. I'd like to have seen him. I'd like to have seen him the way he played for United. So for the Lily Whites, he's probably going to be out. Following his red card against Birmingham City, Preston North End manager Ryan Lowe, has been given a touchline ban, so he won't be on the touchline, obviously. Their last game was a 1-1 draw at home against Berners-Lee. Defender Jordan Story scoring in that one. They'll likely go to a back three, maybe a 3-5-2, maybe a 3-4-3. They will attack down the left. That's what they like to do. They are an aggressive side. They do put in a lot of tackles. They won't let United have a second on the ball. This is going to be a really tough match. I don't want anyone going there thinking we're going to coast this one. It's not going to happen. Maybe if they get an early red or something, it could. But Freddie Woodman, a goalkeeper who is of some repute, a goalkeeper I was actually thinking United might sign when we didn't really know about the Robin Olsen situation, whether we were even going to sign him or if Wes was going to be the keeper that he's proven to be. So Freddie Woodman in net. Story, Lindsay and Hughes across the back. This is just what I think. Ben Whiteman in defensive midfield, a player who I always wanted to get more opportunities at United. I think he's gone on to have a good championship career. I think he's at his level. Four in front of him, Potts and Brady out wide, McCann or Brown, and definitely Johnson in the middle. Always a danger. Up top, Troy Parrott, and Emil Reese. So that's what I think Preston will go with. Now, the referee for this one, and this is a bit interesting, in my opinion. This is a bit odd, but the referee is from Lancashire. I've spoken to Preston fans today who tell me he's already refereed them. In fact, he did. He refereed Preston at home against Hull, a 0-0 draw. They said he was anything but biased. He was massively against Preston, almost trying to overcompensate for being from Lancashire and gave Hull everything. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. But Jeremy Simpson is the referee. He's 47. He's from Lancashire. Last season, he took charge of 35 matches in all competitions. He gave 120 yellows, 7 reds, 3 of which were second yellows. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. This guy gives penalties. He gave a whopping 10 penalties in 35 games. You might think that doesn't sound like a lot. I only know from doing this regularly, it is. He last refereed the Blades' 4-1 defeat at Coventry on the 12th of March 2022, a game I was at, and I'll just say now, United, when they lost that game, was nothing to do with him as the referee. It was just a really poor day at the office. So let's go through predicted scores. I'll give you mine in a moment. Let's have a look at what some of you are saying. Carl, always good to hear from you, mate. 2-0 Blades. Dublin Blade, fantastic supporter of the channel. 2-0 Blades. That's what I like to see. Also, we've got wonderful Jim Phipps, who knows more about the club than I could ever, saying 3-1 United. Michael saying a 2-0 win. There's a lot of confidence here. A sneaky 1-0 again, Todd. I will absolutely take that. I think they will play a 5-5-0. Dr. Strangelove, by the way, one of my favourite films of all time. Let's hope we see Mr. Clean Sheet Wes. Yeah, you're right, Joseph. We didn't have Nick going, for Jezza Simpson today. Insert Nick's side. You're all on it, and it's good to see. What's Jack saying? I would love us Blades to get 3 points, but Preston have been playing boring football. That's a way of looking at it. There's no necessarily right or wrong way to play football. I can see a 0-0 certainly as an option. 2-0 Blades. Love it, Kieran. Mark saying expecting PNE to really frustrate us with their usual time wasting and general spoiling tactics. But I fancy us to pinch it 1-0. All the best for the future. Hal, thank you, Mark. I'll tell you now, terrified. I need an expert on the internet and how to get good Wi-Fi, because I've done a few tests with the people who are already out there from their end, and the Wi-Fi is shocking, and I'm not going to present to you with shocking Wi-Fi. I'm just not going to do it to you. So it might be that this is my last one. I don't want that. That would make me sad. I love doing this channel. I want to keep doing it. So if you're an expert on how I can sort out Wi-Fi in an area which is a notorious poor Wi-Fi area. Cyprus itself is very good, but where I'm going to be based, it's not. Right, my prediction is 2-0 Blades. I just think we're on the crest of a wave. I think we're going to continue. Nick has already said on the prediction video, please watch that if you haven't already, which he does with Ollie, who may be the, you see more of him. He might have to fill in for Hal. 2-1, Nick has said. Yes, I did just talk about myself in the third person. So we're both going for victory. Now, we're going to talk about players that have played for both. Our player connections section. You can see one on screen there. We signed a boy from Man City. Good Chad. I think I'll do the whole of the thing. No, I won't do the whole of the song. You know the song. It was a good song. I actually think we should try and bring it back for a current player, but someone else can work on that. There's people who are good at that stuff, like Kane. Kane! I'm going with Alan Kelly Jr., I guess it would be, and Richard Creswell. Richard Creswell, I used to have it behind me, but because I'm moving, I've taken everything down. One of my favourite ever football awards, a trophy I got given when I was with York City set up there, and Richard Creswell gave it to me. And I remember telling him, whatever you do, don't sign for Sheffield Wednesday because I hate them. He joined Wednesday about 2 weeks after that. But good guy, played for United and Preston, some distinction, and his son's not too bad either. Let me know later on when you're watching this in the comments down below, players that have played for both Preston and Sheffield United. There are loads. Mark Rankin just comes up straight off the dome that I'm thinking of there. Thank you very much for watching this one. Hopefully, if you go into detail, I'll get a chance to see you. I apologize in advance if I am super emotional because this decision has not been easy. It hasn't really been one where I've had a lot of options. So, whilst you always have options, this is something that I wanted to do, but also I don't really want to leave watching United. It's my favourite thing to do. So I'm gonna be very sad. I'm still gutted about that Rotherham game and what would have been my nephew Theo's first ever. I think that's a sliding doors moment. I think realistically, because I'll be away for 2, maybe 3 years, he won't support Sheffield United. I think with me not being that influence, not taking him to that game, I think it's tough enough for him growing up in Buckinghamshire anyway, being the only Blade. I think that was a sliding doors moment. I think I'll come back and he'll be a Man United fan, but that's one for me to digest and be upset about in my own time. So hope to see you up the Blades, and also hope I'm doing this again. Cheers.